Joining us now, New York Times columnist Michelle Goldberg, whose latest piece argues why this reckoning in Congress appears to only be affecting Democrats. To be frank, Frank's is out, so it's not only Democrats
right,
here.
But although there is clearly a double standard in that you have Democrats and kind of liberal-leaning institutions cleaning house, you know, the media, Hollywood, Silicon Valley, you haven't seen any of this sort of reckoning. Well, until now you have this one example in the Republican Party, although it's such a strange example that I don't know if it quite falls under the rubric of Me Too. I actually don't think that most people would say Me Too about your boss trying to press you into surrogacy. You know, it's such a weird Handmaid's Tale kind of, it's kind of not in keeping with the majority of these stories. And so what we see is one party that's committed to this set of norms about that basically that harassing women should be disqualifying, and one party really doesn't care.
Well, committed now. We cannot say that historically Democrats have been committed to it.
Right. I said is newly committed to this set of norms. Has basically said that the point is that because there's hypocrisy on the Democratic side, it creates a kind of leverage, right? Here are the set of norms that we espouse and the values that we say that we hold. If people aren't living up to them, as they haven't lived up to them, you can call them out for it. The Republican Party, by contrast, you know, doesn't really even purport to hold women in equal esteem.
But isn't that disgusting then?
It is disgusting.
Hold on. No, but hold on. What makes Al Franken a sacrificial lamb here? If what this does is give Democrats political leverage to say, we've cleaned house, shouldn't you have? Margaret Carlson wrote a piece in the Daily Beast today where she says Democrats may have moved too quickly. They may have fallen into a Roger Stone trap. Roger Stone gave a heads up on Twitter about Al Franken's accuser 12 hours before it happened.
Right.
The Ethics Committee never got to do their job. So Democrats in this political maneuver may have just gotten outmaneuvered themselves.
Right. Well, what I meant by leverage was that abuse victims have leverage to demand accountability, not that the Democrats get some kind of leverage by being consistent. As you know, I've gone back and forth on whether Al Franken should resign. You know, and I think that one of the difficult things for Democrats in this environment is that they are dealing with an opposition party of such bottomless bad faith and such eagerness to use political dirty tricks to undermine Democrats. And so, you know, kind of saying that we're going to, you know, quote unquote, believe all women in a situation when you have a party that is, you know, kind of dedicated to that's completely willing to use underhanded tactics to take you down, it makes it very complicated. At the same time, I think that given their stated ideals, you know, given their stated values, keeping Al Franken as these accusations dripped and dripped and dripped had become political.